All right, everybody, hit like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. This is going to be a really quick one. I know I always say it's quick and it goes 20 minutes, but this is just a new color. I think for this year, or just came out recently. My watch dealer just got them in stock, literally put this one up on the shelf yesterday. So it's a relatively newer model. And that's why I finally decided to go ahead and get it. So what we've got is, and it's one of the most reviewed watches probably like on the internet. It's every time someone says like, hey, I want to start building a watch collection, 9 out of 10 times this is going to be one of the ones that they're going to recommend, to get you started. So it is the Tissot PRX. This is they got a couple different sizes. They've got, I think they've got the smaller one like my wife's got. They've got, I think it might be a 34, 36 or something like that. This is the 40, and then if you step up to the Powermatic version with the chronograph, you can get it in a 42 and get it a little bit bigger. 40 is the minimum size watch I'll really wear. So I've been thinking about one for a while because I do have a couple sort of 70s-ish style retro-looking watches. And the PRX has got its own history and things. I'm not going to go through it all here. You've probably seen those already. This was just to get some cool up-close shots of the new color. And kind of go from there. If you want the basic specs, it's a 40 mil watch. Thickness is 10.4, so very thin. Sits nice on the wrist. It is an integrated bracelet, so it's only got a 12 mil lug. Let's see. Does it give lug to lug? Doesn't actually see that on their website. Weird. I've got a set of calipers up here somewhere, but they're metal, and I don't want to scratch the watch with them. So you've got Super Luminova. It's a quartz with an end of life indicator. Takes a battery type, the Renata 371, so easy to get those anywhere. Throw it in every few years. And then it's got, I mentioned Super Luminova. It's that dial. That was what brought me in. I like red dials. I've got a bowl of Jetstar and then another Tissot, which is a deeper red. It's a C-Star 1000. So, yeah, so that's the newish one in red. Really cool dial, got a nice sunburst effect. Now, it's a different shade of red than like the Movado, which uses like a deep ruby red, which is kind of what my Belova has. This is going to have just a tiny bit of orange in it. I like it because it's just something different. Out in the sun, man, it pops. And you can even with my shitty lighting here in the office, you can see that starburst effect. Just a really nice watch. It's on the smaller side for me, but I was like, you know what? I really like it. I think I could rock a 40, even though I prefer 42s and 43s and even a little bit larger. But it actually looks pretty damn good on my wrist. I love that vintage 70s vibe. I love the integrated bracelets. It's all stainless steel. I've got 7.3-inch wrists, and I did a quick reel type video yesterday just kind of doing this and showing it. And someone's like, oh, it looks a little too tight. And I was like, it doesn't feel too tight. But actually it was. Like, I guess because the barbecue I had last night was probably high in sodium, so retaining a little bit of water. It was a little snug this morning. So on my 7.3-inch wrists, the dealer had taken out 2 links from each side. What I did was put 2 links back and remove the 2 half links. So I have reduced it by from whatever the stock length was, I've taken the equivalent of 3 links out. But because with the half links on each side, I was able to take 1.5, 1.5, and that way it is all perfectly centered and stuff. So nice butterfly clasp. And then we'll do some slow-mo and zoom in on some things. But you've got your Tissot. You've got your 1853 right there. I like seeing, I paid $325 for this at Tripp & Company up in Dawsonville. MSRP on the website's $415. So got a good deal on it. Nice positive action, clicks in really well. Not a lot of wiggle. I've seen some clasps that, they look nice and they work, but there's very, very minimal play here. It's actually a very solid little butterfly clasp with really nice lockup. I love the brushed stainless steel. That'll hide your scratch. Mirror polish is nice, but I've noticed on Tissot specifically, their polish is good, but it's really soft metal. I mean, it's stainless, so it's steel and it's corrosion proof, but it's not hardened in any way. And I've noticed on their mirror polish, especially more so than, I mean, they all do it, but Tissot was a little, I found more apt to do this. You'd see like from, you know, dragging your wrist on the table when you're typing and stuff, you'd get little fine scratches and stuff, and it would show up really, really quick, like in a day. So I'm fine with brushed. It'll hide that a little bit better. Really nice, good clicks. Don't think that's going to come undone. If you needed to swap this out, now it will limit you on what bracelets you can have, because you got, it's got to be integrated in that. And I don't think anything else is actually going to look right. I do think Tissot might make their own proprietary rubber strap that has that 12 mil lug. And then maybe it's metal and then the strap attaches to that. I don't know. But it's made with quick disconnects. If you look up in here, you can see there's quick disconnects right there and there. There's little nubbins there that you can reach in with your fingernail and kind of hook and pull the spring bars and, you know, take that off. So I'm assuming that's either to replace, clean, whatever, or maybe it's if you wanted to put the rubber strap on. I like it a lot. PRXs are really cool looking watches. They're just, everybody should have one in their collection. It's like you should have a G-Shock, you should have a Tissot PRX, and there's other, you know, then the rest is kind of up to, you know, whatever it is you want. But I do think it's very, very cool to have one of those. Everybody's just got, it just seems everyone's got one. And no matter who you go to for advice on, oh, what should I start my collection with? It comes up in like every freaking conversation on Reddit or Tony Baldessar's videos, any of that stuff. So now I'm going to stop talking for a minute, and we're going to get a really good close-up there. I can get the focus of the dial. I love the only real polish is around the edge of the bezel. There's your crown. Open it up so you can see the back. But again, it's like every other freaking PRX on the planet. It's just a really nice watch. It's inexpensive. I mean, to spend $325 and get a Swiss, yeah, it's quartz, so what? I don't care about that stuff. I just want it to be accurate. I know some people are movement snobs. I do like automatic movements, and some of my watches do have them. In fact, I've got one coming from Japan. I'm not going to spend $12,000 on a Rolex Explorer 2 Arctic right now, but Seiko basically makes a similar watch. The problem is the white dial, you can get the black dial here in the States, but you can't get the Arctic dial with the orange GMT hands that really looks like the Arctic Explorer 2. It's a JDM, Japanese domestic market only product. So I had to order one from Japan, paid a little extra for it, but that should be here by the end of this coming week. Hopefully we'll be doing a review of that. But there you have it. Tissot PRX in a lovely, lovely color. Now, their other colors look good too, but I've already got blue watches. I've already got green. I've got light blue with my Liv. And so, you know, I only have a couple red watches, 2 of them. But now I got tree. I think that is just beautiful. I'm trying to hold it a little more still for people who really want to get a close-up look, because people always bitch about my videos. You move your hands around too much. I'm like, well, you can look at still pictures of them, you know? It's kind of like, I'm assuming no one's going to Dave's Man Cave and only looking at my video to get advice on whether they should buy the watch. I assume people are like me and go to multiple sites, and they'll do voiceovers and have it, you know, with a macro, you know, really high-end camera taking some still shots. But there, you want to look at it? Look at it. Look at it! There you go. PRX in red. Love it.